Alright, this is a unprofessional, regular dude unboxing. I've been a customer of Pyrodrone for a long time, and I've recently become disabled within the past 5 years, and there's not much I'm going to be doing. So what we have here in this box is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life as a hobby. Something to pass my time and keep me mobile until I can't go no more. Also, just a note for the people that are panicking over DJI being blocked and not being accessible to purchase, my comment to that is y'all should have never been in that boat to begin with. Y'all knew who DJI was, and if you didn't know, you knew that you had to register your equipment when you got it, you had to sign up to the website, you had to go online and do all this stuff just to play with a toy. An adult toy, just to play with a toy. You had to go through all that stuff. So that's y'all's fault. Old school FPV pilots like myself, we ain't tripping, because we can build our own drones whenever we want. When you have the knowledge and the skills, you're at the top of the heap, and nobody can take that from you. Drugs and a bullet to the head will, but nobody can take that from you. So if you're out there panicking because you can't buy a DJI air unit or whatever, that's y'all's fault. Now what you can do, if you find yourself in that boat, is build the damn drone. Learn something. Teach yourself some skills, like I have. Y'all seen my first quad builds. If you haven't, this is my second. This is the Apex from Impulse RC. My second carbon fiber frame that I've ever built, and I still have it today. It still flies today, and it's not DJI. It's DIY, and nobody can take that from me. I got that. As long as you have a frame, you good. Still got motors on there. I can upgrade it. You can't do that with DJI. Now here's some old school for you right here. This is, I believe this is the S250 from Hobby King. Has a CC3D Atom flight controller, PWM setup, PWM receiver, 1806 motor on there. Got to wipe the dust off. But you got some old Emax 1806 motors, man. These are like antiques. You cannot find these anywhere, because people that have got in the hobby and out, they're gone. They ain't coming back to the hobby. And these are 2280 kV. 1806 2280 kV motors. And back in the day, these are the props that still recommended. But I bought this frame. It's like, what is that, 1.5 millimeter? Yeah, so we went from frames that had nowhere to mount your electronics. There's nowhere in this frame to mount anything. A 3S battery back in the day fit into this compartment, but barely. You had to mount your flight controller on top of the quadcopter. You had to mount your whatever camera you had here, and you didn't have any way to mount it. You had to figure out yourself how to mount your cameras onto your rig. And then the ESCs, the old Afro 12 amp ESCs, still got them in there. See that 12 amp? Afros, man. Afro ESCs. 12 amps. But yeah, old school, we've come from this. Then we went to the Apex. And now we got what? Now we got the Demibot. got a place to mount your camera. You got a place to put your electronics. You got a place to put your battery pack. You got way thicker arms now. 8mm. In 2025, we got 8mm arms. And in 2016, we had, I mean, that's barely 1.5, if that's a 1.5 thickness. Nowhere to mount your electronics. So you had to mount it on top. And all your wiring had to put on the bottom and connect your own XT60 connector to it, or XT30. Yeah, so we've come a long way from old school to new school. New school is in. Old school is out, but you don't want to throw away your old school, because that lets you know how far you've come as far as building drones. But anyway, we have an unboxing. I don't do unboxings, but I'm doing it today. And I did one for my HD0 goggles, because I was that happy that I got goggles and I'm back in the air. So this isn't an everyday purchase. This is like a once in a lifetime purchase for me. At this age, I'm 52, be 53 this year. Alright, so a big shout out for those looking for parts or anything related to drones or quadcopters. RC hobby, Pyrodrone.com. Alright, so we had Speedy B, we got the LEDs for the arms. So I got 8 sets of those. If I don't sell them to somebody else, those will last me until my dying day. This is for the DJI folks, the ones that just got into the hobby on a whim, that didn't actually know what the hobby was about. Motors. What you see, those Emacs. Haven't seen these around for a while. Well, when I first got into the hobby, we had the 2204 2300 kV motors from Emacs, and everybody was flying those. Now today we have the Ecos. This was my first look at them. Very beautiful finish on that. Kind of notchy. Not like the Johnny FPVs, those things are smooth. And these are 1900 kV motors. Not that I need these right now, but I got stock. You got to stock up on your stuff. That way when stuff goes wrong, you got your stuff set. So we have 2 of those, 3 of those, 4, 5, 6, so that's 7 of the Eco series that I have here. Let me see, I'll just on my bill of lading here. Should have 8. So let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 7. And here's my Mario XH frame. Have another frame here, so I can build me a quad whenever I want to. Once again, to the DJI folks, or the people that are buying pre-made stuff, build your own drones, your own stuff. They cannot take that skill away from you. Once you have the skills, those skills are going to lead to other skills, and you're going to have knowledge that you didn't even know you could get from getting into the quadcopter or drone hobby. That's what I've discovered. Okay, we got 8. Alright, I got my 8 1900s. Thanks, Pyrodrone. And then I have my 1700s. Yeah, my 700s, I should have 4 2306. Those are my 2012 7s. Y'all know this guy? Y'all know who that is? That's Slat, baby. Slat FPV. Dude from Vegas. He has his own motors. I bought 4 of those. I'm going to open up one here in a minute. But yeah, that's going to be a build dedicated to Slat FPV. Of course, my bot grinder demi bot's dedicated to bot. Because you have guys that are in FPV that are in it because they like to fly. Not in it to make money, sell stuff. They're just doing what they do. Like some people smoke weed, that's what they do. Once in a while they want to fly, they go fly. It's not anything major, it's just what they do. Alright, so the battery, backup battery for my Radio Master, a Boxer radio. That's a GMB. That's the GMB 6500, I believe. That's you get your those stickers there. Yeah, so that's a GMB 6500 2-cell. So that's in my stock, my inventory rather. So if I ever need a LiPo. Now you can't hold on to stuff like this forever. It will go bad if you don't use it. So down the road, if I'm not, if nothing happens to the battery I currently have, I will put some cycles on this just to start the life on it. And down here we have the F4 V4 controllers from SpeedyBee. Add these into my stock. So all of the motors checked off on the list. And we got the SpeedyBee flight controllers and ESC stacks. Go ahead and pop one of those open for y'all, for those who haven't seen it. Oh, I forgot, they didn't have the ESCs, they just had the controllers. So I bought they didn't have the ESCs, just the flights controllers, so I bought the controllers here. So that's the BDB stack. That's the flight computer that controls the drone. That is the drone. Basically, you're looking at the drone. This is the drone. People call them flight controllers, but me, I go a little bit deeper with it. This arrow pointing forward. The electronics that are on this board are laid out, and the gyros on this board and accelerometers, all of those sensitive direction related components are laid out where they're pointing forward to the board. So when you mount your board in your craft, wherever you point the board, that's going to be where the drone goes. So you can program this board and do whatever you want with it, as long as it knows that this is the front. It's pretty much intelligent as far as direction goes, and then it has Bluetooth built in with Wi-Fi built in. So yeah, these are pretty powerful devices that can be used for more than just controlling the drone. Also has a built-in barometer so it can tell the air pressure. So when I started in FPV back in 2014, I think, I couldn't have told y'all any of that information. I've heard other people talk about that stuff, and I've watched so many videos, I've done my research, I've read a lot of information. So over time, you retain that. Yeah, I've heard somebody else say it, but at the same time, I now know what they're talking about, as to where when I first got into the hobby, I would watch Joshua Bardwell. I had no idea what that guy was talking about. And I would watch the flight test. I had no idea what they were talking about. And all the other people. But once you make note of the terms and look those terms up, once you start putting your hands on it, all of that stuff comes together and it sticks. So yeah, all of that stuff you learn. So yeah, we got 4 flight computers here. Now when we started flying back in my time, this little yellow box inside there is a little board. That was the flight computer back then. Very basic and didn't know much. The only thing that's pretty much new is how to hold the quad level and what direction was forward when you told it. Nowadays, very high-tech stuff that has come about in the past 10 years, drone technology. And what people don't stop to realize is, without the nerds, without the people that started this stuff, the ones that took the ski goggles and put the screens in them and hooked up the RC links back then, the Dragon Link and all this other stuff, those were the guys that laid the foundation. I come along with my generation, which is in 2014, and all of the stuff that I knew or had to know back then to fly, it's all done for you. So the people coming into the hobby, they don't know what we went through and what we had to do just to get one good flight. You may have your stuff set up perfectly, go out to the field, plug up, crash. It's over because you broke the frame, or you broke a prop, or you broke a motor. Something's going to break. But now you can crash it, smash it into concrete, roll it over by itself and get up. Back then you had to walk out, flip your quad over, replace your props because you were guaranteed the props were going to break. So you replace your props, hoped everything else was okay, and flew it. Then if it had that little jiggle in it, you know it's time to go back to the house. But now with the technology we have with drones and quadcopters and just electronics period, we can do amazing things. But everybody's stuck on DJI. Y'all forgot, or y'all don't even know what the hobby was about. The people that are getting into FPV, y'all never knew what it was about to begin with. It was the passion of flight. to be airborne, to fly, to build your own rigs, to have different components, to post your videos for each other to learn off of each other. That's how we got to where we are now with technology. You had hundreds of people testing out different stuff in different scenarios, in different parts of the world, different weather climates, different elevations. All of that stuff came, and now we have it. But everybody doesn't want to fly no more because of the government. I'm like, y'all completely forgot. F-U-N. Fun. That's what it was about. Fun. And people are, well, I don't want to fly because of this rule, and well, they may be cracking. Fuck all that shit, man. Get your drone and go out and fly it. Have fun. If they're going to arrest you for having fun, so be it. But at least you had the fun, man. Having fun should not be a crime. And it is not a crime. But if y'all keep bowing down and following in like sheep, yeah, y'all are going to lose all of your fun. And I'm still going to be out flying like everybody else. And if they come at me with some crazy stuff, you know, that may be my last day. Because I'm willing to lay down and die for what I believe in. Because I'm an American, a free American. And to be free, you have to free this. Once you free your mind, you can do whatever you need to do. The only thing you have to do, 10 Commandments. God laid them out a long time ago. If you live your life by those, you won't hurt nobody, you won't kill nobody, you're not going to rob from nobody, you're going to help each other out, you're not going to bring nobody down, and fly your drones. But everybody's caught up in man-made laws and all this change and this and that. Focus on those 10 commandments and live your life. God will take care of the rest. But back to the unboxing. Alright, let me get my camera set back. Alright, so we got those 4 flight controllers there. Once again, this is not an everyday purchase, but God bless me to where I can make it. I can't ride a bike, I can't drive no more. There's a lot of stuff I can't do, but I can get in one location for a little bit and fly. Alright, so we got, once again, Speedy Bee. Plug and place. Thank you, Pyrodrone. Checking the last bits of this box. Alright. So, once again, for those people out there that got that Part 107, they call themselves pilots. That, you know, push some sticks on a controller to guide a drone this way or that way and take a photograph. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do what I do. Because you haven't taken the time to learn what the hobby was about. And I'm going to be putting out some videos, some vlogs. People may watch, people may not watch. I don't care. I don't have to say what I got to say. Because a lot of FPV pilots out there, they don't care. Or they're not putting the information out. Or they're not focused on what they should be focused on. But there's some veteran FPV pilots and hobbyists that are still out there putting out videos on YouTube. And I hope it reaches across to them and wakes them up to really what's going on. It's not about taking away your fun. The government wants complete control of you. They want your soul. They don't want this. They could care less about this. They want complete control of you and your body and what you do and what you consume. We just came back from almost the binge of hell. And thank God for this election. I'm not saying Trump is an angel, but he's doing a hell of a better job than Kamala and Biden ever did, because our country was out of control, like a cruise ship without a captain, on a course headed to devastation, and nobody was concerned about it. Ask my neighbors, some of them didn't even vote. I voted. And that's the second time in my life that I did. Thank God for Trump. Now, I'm not saying all the stuff coming down is going to be right, but you got to understand, God has a plan, and you got to focus on what His plan is. Man is just in the middle. Puppets. Master of Puppets. Remember the album? But yeah, you got to be free. So with this box here, we have I believe these are my DCs, and I bought these because a lot of the hobbyist places are running out of stock. You got race day quads, they almost out of stock. Get FPVs almost out of stock. Pyrodrones is almost out of stock. Umagod's out of stock. There's other sites, but I'm having a feeling that a lot of these small online stores are gonna shut down. I pray they don't. I pray they take a pause, if anything, and start making stuff here in America, and start selling American parts and American drone and quad accessories in their stores. And that'll be the end of that issue. But yeah, so I'm stocking up. Amazon still got parts, but there's only so many parts available. I could not find just the DC frames. I was able to get a Mario H frame. I wanted 4 of these, not because I'm going to ever fly those, just to have them. And if I needed to sell it to somebody that needed a frame, I would have them on hand. But I was only able to get 1 of these. And I checked the various sites, but only Pyrodrone had the frame, and they only had 1 available, so I snagged it up. And these are the DCs. I like the dead cat. This is my Flywoo Mr. Croc. I've been flying this dead cat since about 2018, 2019. But the way they're designed, the camera sticks way out front of the prop. So the props are right here, and as you can see, the camera, you ain't got no props in view of the shot. So those are what I like to fly, because I can come in like on the surface of the ground. I can come in real low and get right at the ground and fly like that. And that's what I like. And that's what I like to do with my dead cat configurations. And this one has the RP3 receiver. I was watching a guy out there on YouTube. He was trying to figure out how to mount his RP3. He has one here on the back, and then he has one on his arm in the front. I just put them both in the back because when I'm flying, I'm always tilted in flight, so my butt is always sticking up somewhere, somehow. It's always up in the air, so, or the highest point on the craft. So that's how I have it mounted there, and I've been having great reception with that. So this is, yeah, just the dead cat style frame. And I bought 3 more. So let's see what comes in the box. Alright, quality, TPUs, mounting screws. These are like T-motor props, but they're HQ props. We got the 51 4x3, so they're 4x3 props. I have my little, what they call it, plastic mounting for my sides. More wiring for the electronics. Screws. Purple prop nuts, like that, like purple. That's why I got these. One of the main reasons because they're purple. Got some straps. They finally got the gel back straps, the grippy ones. Nice. And there's the DC dead cat. As you can see, the front of the quad is out front of the motors. So that's the DC configuration. Not gonna bust it out of the package or anything like that. But inside, well, I can take it out. At least that, right? But you got purple. And then, I don't know what that looks like on the video, but those are purple sides to protect the flight controller and stack. I even got purple air intakes on the side and purple TPU in the front. So that is pretty cool. The purple intake scoops. So that's my lot from Pyrodrone. Pyrodrone, thank you very much. Pyrodrone quickly filled my order. I ordered, today's Thursday the 24th. I ordered it Friday, late Friday evening, and here it is, less than a week later. And it only took that long because I ordered a battery and I had to ship it on ground. But had I not had the battery, I probably would have got it in two days. But yeah. So thanks, Pyrodrone. That's my unboxing and my little vlog. But yeah, the people that are out there that are panicking, like I say, over DJI stuff, they bought into that. They bought into that hype. And I don't know what to tell you. But I know when I got into the hobby, I spent a lot of money. I wasted a lot of money. But I learned a lot. So I don't have any regrets over the 10 years that I've been in the hobby. My only regrets is that all of the BS crap from the government and the sheep out there are just falling in line, doing this commie socialist stuff, when they could be out there building their own, flying their own drone in their own backyard, out on some mountaintop, out in the forest, on a camping adventure, on the boat, in the jungle. That's what FPV used to be. We got to see each other's homes where we lived. I got to see people from South America, the Moroccan coast, Russia, Europe, different parts of Europe, flying drones. You don't see that no more. It's all DJI this, DJI that, this the best quality, this the best look. Nobody cares about that, man. The real pilots don't care about that. If I can see with my eyes where I'm going, that's the main thing. But it's all been diluted. It's all been lost. So hopefully the videos that I'll be posting, I'm just going to be talking about the crap that people don't talk about. So once again, peace and thank you for the unboxing. Just being able to sit back and watch it, because I ain't no fancy. I'm just a regular American doing what I do. Peace out.